Lucid consciousness. We all desire to feel certainty. We all desire to feel certainty that our inner compulsions will be one day utterly fulfilled. We all desire to feel control, the way our desires are going to be manifested. We all desire not to have any doubts that may disturb the realization of our cravings. We all desire higher and better life quality. But do we desire to change? Who would desire to change that part of consciousness which actually makes us desire? The way we desire? Nobody. We just want to feel certainty that all our desires will be fulfilled the way we want them to be fulfilled. So what is true certainty? Is it a sense of feeling that we will accomplish whatever we feel we need to accomplish? Is it an inner conviction that we will obtain whatever we plan to obtain? Is it a belief system that makes us feel that we deserve whatever we desire? This kind of certainty, however, is limited certainty. It is small certainty. Having certainty that we will achieve anything and everything is small certainty. How come? Because even if we accomplish all our dreams, desires, compulsions, and inner urges, it wouldn't mean that these fulfillments stay with us forever. They simply are gone. Sooner or later, we feel as if they never happened to us. How many times have we accomplished a great deal of success just to realize at some point in the future that this achievement was nothing more but an illusion? It was there. We felt it. But then in a mysterious way, it evaporated somehow. Somewhere. If it was real and true fulfillment and certainty, it should have stayed with us to date. But it is gone. It does not exist anymore. This wasn't a certainty. It was an illusion. True certainty does not relate to any life achievements, material fulfillment, or spiritual exaltation. True certainty is about how we can control all our life misfortunes, doubts, pain, and chaos. Why haven't we heard about this kind of certainty before? Because technology, computerization, artificial intelligence, the rational mind have convinced us that science is the only true way, that it can resolve all of mankind's pains and doubts. What modern science and technology actually does to us is that they steal the most precious of all gifts we have been endowed with, and that is human consciousness. Of course, in every single field of life, there is a polarization, and technology is not an exception. There is a part of science that has significantly improved the quality of our work in life. The flip side of that coin is that mankind is not aware of the fact that its consciousness is the most expensive merchandise in the world. Smartphones, tablets, and computers provide us with data that aberrate our consciousness, that enslave our free will. This data is being installed unknowingly into our consciousness by means of smartphones, computers, and other electronic media. We have already agreed with them that the best friend to talk to is not another human being, but the device itself. Paradoxically, contrary to current narration, is that only science can save us. Humanity will soon realize that full responsibility for the global pain, crisis, and recent shutdown is actually our consciousness, which had created modern technology and science. We have created it with our own consciousness. What we can see right now in front of our eyes is the final effect, the reflection of our consciousness. When you look at our world, what is it that you see? Our planet is in pain. Our nature is in pain. Our life is in pain. Our families and businesses are in pain. Our health is in pain. Our consciousness is in pain. The fragmentation and polarization between people has been rising at an alarming rate. The denial that our life is under our control has achieved climax. So, how can we rebuild true certainty? How can we get back true control over all our pain, doubts, and misfortunes? The first step is to realize that mankind is doing things that it does not want to do, but it feels it must do. Our primary desire is, I have to understand. When we say, I understand, yes, I have got it. I have finally realized it. A so-called aha moment. We have brought whatever information we acquired down into the realm of ego consciousness. Consequently, ego will give us the idea of what our future should be like. When we say, I know why something has happened. I know how it works. I know what I should do to replicate success. I know how to fulfill my desires. We should be aware that this is ego consciousness. We have all experienced life situations when things flowed and realized at some stage it was not us. It was a kind of power that took control out of our minds and hands, to the extent that we didn't know. In such cases, we are at the other level, the higher level of consciousness. Once we said, yes, we knew how it worked. Then, mysteriously, the flow suddenly stopped working. Ego has to be permitted to let go. Usually to the point we are finally ready to admit we understand the business and we know how that particular area of our life works. This period can last 5, 10, 20, even 40 years. During that time, the individual can achieve a great deal of success, any success. Then, out of the blue, within a span of a couple months or years, that pleasant journey, which was under control, is over. But why? Why does it have to be that way? You see, in the realm of unconsciousness, in the realm of spiritual dimensions, there is no separation. There is no fragmentation, no pain, no suffering or lack of any kind. There is no time, space, and motion. Once we become aware of something, meaning the unconscious idea, thought or notion becomes conscious. Then it is no longer in the realm of limitlessness. Our conscious mind, ego, analytical mind, that we had trusted most, has become our silent enemy. The ego now takes control over it. And that is why the idea is now limited. Paradoxically, it is paramount to realize what our doubts and lucks that residues in our unconsciousness are. Once we get to know them, then we can limit them and take control over them. Anything that has been revealed to date had already existed in unconsciousness. Though we were unaware of its existence, it does not preclude it from being there in the first place. Ego is smart. It doesn't allow us to admit to saying that we don't understand, that we don't know, that we don't get it. We need to understand. Our desire is to understand first. But why do we have to understand? Why is it so important for us to know? Because we don't believe that this particular field of our life, that we are so obsessed about, can be in any other way revealed to us, that it can in any other way be fulfilled and manifested. But how can something be revealed to us without our partaking, without understanding how something works? As long as we keep understanding that we do not understand and we don't want to understand, then the solution is on its way. The key to true certainty, long-lasting and stable success, is to stay away from solutions. Say there is a computer programmer who desires to understand every single detail and step which caused some issue in an application he had created. The stronger she or he dives into the issue, into the unknown part of consciousness, to make it more understandable, the more difficult the solution to that challenge becomes. Surprisingly, even if the programmer finds the answer to all his questions and doubts, that solution will only last for a certain period of time. Sooner or later, it will cause even more profound challenges. The following challenges depend on how much ego intensity, egotistical effort, and self-centered desire was executed into the realm of unknown to know. Once the outcome is taken into our five senses world, and we follow the solution because we know how it works, then we set ourselves on the track of pain, stress, suffering, and chaos. On the other hand, when we are consciously going to admit that the realm of conscious mind creates only confusion and uncertainty, and we will not permit the solution to come in, but we will focus on diving into the unconscious, into the concealed and undisclosed of the problem without paying attention to a solution, and we never stop doing so, then we will not bring the unconscious part, meaning the limitless energy, into something that will be limited. What shall we do then? It seems that we shouldn't do anything, that we shouldn't look for any life solution. Not at all. When we go to a mall, if we keep ourselves in a position of not knowing why we want to buy clothes, what that precise reason is we are buying them, then we are still in the realm of unconsciousness, because it remains in the unconscious level, which is not subject to time, space, and motion. To think of the unknowable does not bring the unknowable into the knowable. Knowing how much we do not know is not part of the ego. But if we know that this precise dress, or any other situation, house, work, promotion, car, will bring us to such success as we project ourselves in the future, and we know how it is going to work, sooner or later we will be profoundly surprised and disappointed. Unconsciousness, the realm of 99%, is our potential. It is the only true reality, because true does not belong to the realm of the five senses, the realm of the analytical mind, the science and technology realm. When we want to implement the knowledge, and we want this knowledge to work for us, then we should meet the conditions that will help us to build true unity and certainty. This state of consciousness we cannot receive, however, for free. We cannot obtain it without effort. Information about the area we want to be fulfilled can be for free or not. But if we want that acquired information to become knowledge, then there is a price for it. Price does not mean money only. When information becomes internalized, not in the mind or in our consciousness, but becoming part of us, as a function of our life, only then does it become knowledge. Such knowledge will lead us to decisions and results, and it requires effort. This we cannot have for nothing. True certainty means protection. This protection has to be earned by a voluntary transformation of desires that dictate us do things we don't want to do, but feel we must do.